Are Star Wars fans toxic? Hello, it is I are Smart, and I've seen this question been going around recently, and it's just kind of weird, Because, I don't think I'm toxic. Am I toxic? Am I made of, chemicals or something? No, but seriously, though, I have seen, a lot of articles recently, especially with the new Kenobi series. You get all these articles saying, oh, the Star Wars fan base is toxic. The Star Wars fan base sucks. It's evil. It's full of bad people, and they're just all awful. And it's like, what? So I'm going to dig a bit deeper into this, because I've just been seeing this everywhere lately, and it upsets me. Because it isn't true. I'm here to say the Star Wars fan base isn't toxic. I don't see why that's just such the popular buzzword right now, toxic. But yeah, there are bad people in the Star Wars fan base. But that's not the whole Star Wars fan base. So that's the point of this video. So I think we have to go back to kind of where this all started, The first real example of the Star Wars fan base being toxic. We have to go back to Jake Lloyd, the kid who played Anakin in The Phantom Menace. This kid didn't really get bullied as much online. It was mainly, from what I understand, he went back to, school and things, because, he was still a child. He had to go to school. And the other kids bullied him, because they were like, haha, you were in the new Star Wars movie, and it was dumb, and you're dumb. And there was many other things. It's a very long and complicated story, but basically being in Star Wars ruined his entire life. So that's really sad to see. And then you have other examples, Hayden Christensen got a lot of hate from critics and other things, but still he's doing alright for the most part. But I think one of the more egregious examples, egregious, that's a fun word, but no, seriously, was Ahmed Best. If you're not familiar, he played, he played Jar Jar Binks in the prequels. And he got probably some of the worst hate from, the Star Wars fan base. Now again, it wasn't like every single Star Wars fan hated him. Most fans hate Jar Jar. I personally don't mind him. I think he's actually kind of funny, He is George Lucas's favorite Star Wars character, after all. That is, he has come out and said that Jar Jar was his favorite character. But some people just hated Jar Jar. I think it's kind of calmed down more recently. People have moved on and they hate the sequels now. But when Jar Jar was, the thing to hate, he was hated so much. And I think most people just hated on the character. They were like, Jar Jar's a dumb character. He's not funny. He's not as funny as George Lucas thinks he is. Why is he in the movie? However, it was a very, small group of people who took it too far. They harassed Ahmed Best and, were like, you're awful. We hate you. You ruined Star Wars and you ruined everything. And it was directed directly at him. And I don't know if I can say this word on YouTube, but he almost committed unalive. Because I don't know if I can say the actual word on YouTube. But he did, I'm trying to be serious. He has come out and said that almost happened. However, he didn't, thankfully. And he's still around today and he has a son. And he said he's moved on and he thinks more positively of his time in Star Wars and all that. So that's really great to see that, I think that's an example of, the Star Wars fan base. We had a very small group of people who were being very bad, but the majority of fans are now very supportive of Ahmed Best, I think that's great to see, and he understands that. However, the whole cycle is now happening again, because, we have this new actress, Moses Ingram, who plays Reva. I believe I pronounced her name right, Moses Ingram. Anyway, she plays Reva in the new Kenobi series. And guess what's happening? People are really hating her character, and a very small group of people are taking it too far and harassing her online. However, now we have a ton of articles going around saying Star Wars fans are toxic, and they're racist, and they're awful, and it's the entire Star Wars fan base, and they all hate her, and Star Wars fans are just awful, and we all hate them. And then people see this, who aren't in the Star Wars fan base, and are like, oh my gosh, again? Why is the Star Wars fan base so awful? They're always like this. They just hate everything. They're misogynistic, they're racist, they hate women, they hate black people, they hate all these things. They're just awful. Where are you getting this? You're getting this from, again, it's a very small group of people making the whole group look bad. Now, I think if anyone actually looks into it, they can see that. But the unfortunate thing is that people just label it as, the Star Wars fan base is toxic. That's not true. It's simply not true. I think a lot of what contributes to this is just Star Wars fans in general just hate things. And then it's the, smaller group of people that take things a step further, right? So, for example, Kenobi right now is getting a lot of hate just because a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people just are like, this show's dumb. The Reva character is dumb, and we don't like a lot of the stuff that's going on in this show. I personally like the show, but there are a lot of Star Wars fans right now who don't like it. And, unfortunately, that kind of gets seen as, if a bunch of people are saying, we don't like this new character Reva, she's poorly developed, and, whatever other complaints they have with her character, But then there's someone who's going to be like, I don't like Reva because she's black. Like, why? There's going to be some people who are going to be like that. So then the entire group of people who are saying we don't like Reva just as a character are going to get labeled like that one person who was racist. It's just unfortunate. Again, I'm getting very close to teetering the line about talking about politics and stuff, and like current events and stuff. This isn't stuff I like to talk about on YouTube, but I figured this was important because I am in the Star Wars fan base, and seeing this stuff really upsets me because it's like, no, these aren't my beliefs, and these aren't the majority of Star Wars fans' beliefs. So why are we labeling the whole group? But anyway, back to my main point. Star Wars fans just love to hate on everything. I don't know what it is. You know, prequels came out, they were hated. You know, sequels came out, they were hated. Book of Boba Fett came out, it was hated. Kenobi came out, it was hated. At least Mandalorian is generally liked, you know. But even then, there are, you know, those who don't like The Mandalorian, and there are genuine criticisms. I even have quite a few myself of The Mandalorian, but stuff just gets hated so much, which is kind of weird. Like, it seems like almost every new thing just gets hated on by everyone. Like, you know, Book of Boba Fett and Kenobi being the most recent examples. But then Mandalorian just got by mostly unscathed. It's just good. People just like The Mandalorian. So that is good to see, I guess. There is a positive, you know, in the Star Wars. That is The Mandalorian. Thank you, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, for giving us that. But anyway, I digest. So my main point here is, by mentioning all this, is that when so many Star Wars fans just hate on every new Star Wars thing, it makes it difficult to tell which ones are hating it because they actually are wanting to criticize it, and those who are hating just because, you know, they're like racist or whatever many other things that could be bad about this person. It's difficult to tell when Star Wars fans are all just against something, how many have actual like valid criticisms, and how many are just blindly hating it or hating it for some awful reason, such as, you know, whatever. The way I kind of see it is like, let's imagine the Star Wars fan base is a bowl of soup. Bear with me here. Bear with me. It's a bowl of soup. And a fly lands in this soup, and now the entire soup is bad, right? That's kind of what happens, you know? Like, you got the giant, you know, Star Wars fan bowl of soup. One, you know, smaller group of Star Wars fans comes along, and they're bad people, and now the whole thing is bad. That's kind of just how it happens, which is unfortunate. So how do we fix this? How do we actually, you know, fight this toxicity? What's the antidote for toxicity in the Star Wars fan base, or any fan base for that matter? It's not just Star Wars. I'm fairly certain other Star Wars fan base, not other, you know, fan bases for movies have all their problems. It's just Star Wars is the big one to hate on that gets called toxic. But how do we actually stop, like, as Star Wars fans, how do we make it clear that we aren't, you know, evil and toxic and all this stuff? Well, we have to stop hating on stuff, okay? I've learned over the years to just stop hating on the sequels. And that's not the only one. It's same with that with every new Star Wars thing that comes out has to just be hated. And I don't really get that. Can't we just, you know, enjoy things? Like, these movies are made to be enjoyed. I think there's a bit of a problem where Star Wars fans just get so into Star Wars, you know? They love it so much, and they're so passionate about it. They like love every little tiny detail. So when a new Star Wars thing comes out, and it's like, oh, here's force projection. It's a new force ability, and it's, you know, important to the plot. And Star Wars fans like, we've never seen force projection before. That's never been in anything before. Where you just coming up with? You can't just come up with new things. This doesn't exist in the lore. Like, yeah, I've read every Star Wars book and every Star Wars thing, and it's never in the lore before. You can't just come up with that. Like, calm down. It's just a movie. It's made to be entertaining. Like, don't get me wrong. Some people really enjoy getting deep into that Star Wars lore, but when we get but at some point you're just kind of, you can't, like, you get this idea in your mind of what Star Wars is. I know everything about Star Wars. I know exactly what's supposed to happen, and when it doesn't happen, it's gonna upset me. And then people, like, you know, with Kenobi, people had a list of stuff they wanted. Like, all right, Cal Kestis is gonna show up, and then Vader and Obi-Wan are gonna fight all the time, and it's gonna be exactly like it was in the prequels. And then when the show comes out, and it's not exactly like what they thought, then they're upset. They're like, what's this new character? What's up with all these Inquisitors? This isn't what I wanted. This isn't what's supposed to happen. This is bad. And same with, like, the Boba Fett thing. You know, it was like, okay, Boba Fett escapes the Sarlacc pit. You know, he like, crawls out of it, and he gets captured by Tusken Raiders. And people are like, no, that's not what's supposed to happen. In Legends, he does this, and this, and then this, and that's how he escapes the Sarlacc pit, and they made it different. Like, guys, chill out, okay? Different, you know, artists are going to have different interpretations of how to make this stuff. You know, the writers are going to have their own ideas. They're going to have to pick something. There's no way for them to please everybody. When I see, oh cool, Boba Fett escaped the Sarlacc pit. Oh, cool. Obi-Wan, it has to go save Leia. That actually gives him, like, a reason to be doing something in this show. Rather than just, I am Obi-Wan, I'm gonna go save the galaxy and fight Darth Vader. Like, that would be kind of dumb. So, I don't know. The main point with this is just stop hating on stuff, okay? Like, I'm not saying you have to like the prequels. If you don't like it, I can't make you like the sequels or the new series and all that stuff. Like, people aren't gonna like stuff. But just don't be so quick to hate it. Don't be so quick to, like, go in the comment sections and be like, oh, the sequels are so bad. Am I right, guys? Haha, sequels bad. New Star Wars series bad. Star Wars is just haha. Like, it's so easy to hate on all this stuff. But, like, it's not as easy to like stuff, okay? My main point with this is just, if we want to fight, toxicity in the Star Wars fan base, we have to show that we're not the ones who are, being toxic, right? I don't know if any of this makes sense. Anytime I try to make a big point in a video, it just comes across as very confusing. But I hope you think, I think you know what I mean, and I hope you do. Because I just want people to like stuff. That's, I think, my main point with this channel. I'm realizing more and more now. I want the Star Wars fanbase to be positive, Cool, happy, welcoming to new people. Because we have this reputation online that is we're toxic and all this bad stuff. So that was my point for talking about this today, because, it's just been so unfortunate to see so many people hate Star Wars stuff, Like, I go and I'm like, I want to talk about the Kenobi series, and it's just, you have some people like, oh, I liked when this happened, like when this happened. Then someone shows up and is like, this show's stupid. This doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. This whole thing's dumb. Everything's dumb. And it's like, come on. We were having a nice conversation until you showed up. Can't you just be nicer about it? Give actual valid criticisms without just going right into, this is bad, this is awful. Like, you can say, I don't like how this happened, but I enjoyed this part of it. I don't know. Civil discussion. I'm never going to change human nature. I know that. I'm never going to make people stop being angry and hateful and stuff, but I don't know. Maybe I changed something. Did I change anything? I don't know. But I think this is the end of the video now. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I make a difference somehow. But I don't really know how I'm going to do that. So anyway, I've been harassment. You've watched the video, so thank you. Do all the YouTube stuff. Leave a like and subscribe. Goodbye.